Hello everyone, today we will be continuing our discussion of fair division games with the first fair division method that we will talk about, also the simplest fair division method, known as the divider-chooser method. Now, the divider-chooser method is a fair division method that we use for fair division games that have two players, and as the name implies, one of those players divides the assets and the other player chooses which share they want. So the idea is that the player that is the divider will split the assets in such a way that there are two shares that that player values equally. And then the chooser may value those two shares equally, or they may not. If they value them equally, they just pick one. If they do not value them equally, they pick whichever one they think is worth more. So to look at an example of what this looks like, say we have a cake that's divided into three sections. We have chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry, and we have two players. Player A likes all three of them equally. Player B does not like strawberry, but likes vanilla twice as much as chocolate. So let's say that A is our divider and B is our chooser. Now, how the divider and chooser are picked usually is going to be at random. You can decide with a coin toss, or if one player just volunteers to be the divider, that works also. So if A is the divider, the question becomes, how might A split this into two shares that are equally valuable? Well, A values all three of these flavors, chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry, the same. So let's say, for instance, that A just decides to split the cake right down the middle. So we'll call this side share 1, and we'll call this side share 2. Basically, A is going to say that 1 is worth 50% of the whole cake, and 2 is also worth 50% of the whole cake, because A values all three equally, and we've cut the cake just perfectly in half, basically. Now for B, that's not necessarily going to be the case. B does not like strawberry, so this part is worth nothing to B. We have the same amount of strawberry on both sides in share 1 and share 2, so that doesn't really make too much of a difference in this case. But we also know that B likes vanilla twice as much as chocolate. So that means that this side that's basically equally sized vanilla versus chocolate between the two shares, the vanilla part is going to be worth twice as much as the chocolate part. So to player B, share 2 with the vanilla is going to be worth 67%, and share 1 with the chocolate is going to be worth 33%. So two-thirds, 1/3 of the value of the cake in the mind of player B. So player B is going to say, well, I want a share that's at least 50%, so player B is going to choose share 2. So share 2 is going to go to player B, and then that's going to leave player A with share 1. Now, notice that for player A, both sides of this were 50%, so no matter what player B decided, which share player B chose, player A would end up with something worth 50%. Versus for player B, it's possible to end up with something worth more than 50%. So this is why when you're using the divider-chooser method, it's actually better to be the chooser than it is to be the divider. Hence why we would typically decide which player is the divider and which player is the chooser using a coin toss or some other sort of random method. Thank you for watching. We will continue our discussion of other fair division methods in the next few videos. And if you have questions, I'm happy to help.